I just had a giant ulcer on my tongue, and they had to cut it out and send for testing.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was terrifying. But
I know that Dan didn't have anything that significant, but he got some sort of a warning from his doctor that he's getting all the pre-signs of he's getting too fat. The pre-signs of like because he chews like all the time.
I'm not gonna stop doing the bear nobody.
Because he chews like all the way into the city, and then while he's training and competing and stuff.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I didn't realize that.
I used to do our walkthroughs with football.
Yeah.
With the dipping because it was like helmets only, and you're
right.
just going through the paces, and like you're on a play, you turn your pull your helmet back down.
I picked it up again a little bit just because I've been hanging out with Dan. I'm just like, oh yeah, that is fun, isn't it? Like
I don't think you've chewed since I've known you.
No, like in high school a little bit because I thought because it was contrarian and weird. You know what I mean? Like not even hockey. I just did it because like I would just do it on the bus ride home because it was like because it was gross and it would bother people. You know,
when I was younger, I kind of enjoyed that aspect of it. But let me tell you, that was like. In my 20s and going to the bar and whatnot, and I'm always kind of a bit of a wallflower. I'm not really like in the mix with things. Standing against the wall with the dip in, the ultimate conversation starter. Women would come up to you and they're like, "That's gross," and you're like, "But you're still
gross.
Here."
Yeah,
like you came over to talk.
You took
to me,
the time.
It's gross.
Yeah,
and then the conversation goes where it goes.
Yeah.
And
what other girl stuff? What other girl stuff are you willing to do? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you how I got this ulcer.
To be alive if you can't do that.
Give me your drink.
You think this is gross? Just wait till I talk about gross. Should we get popping then again?
No, we're already popping.
I think we are.
We're already popping. Okay.
I can relate because I had a cigar this weekend, so I feel like I fit in now.
Yeah.
Corey came down to my place after. Corey came down after Tolstoy. Brought some cigars and
welcome to Whiskey Tango. Or wait,
whoa!
Welcome. Where did I must have just read
Tyler
that
swings
It's
both
funny because
ways.
we were talking about having you on Whiskey Tango
there you
for
go.
some crossover.
Welcome to Strong and Petty, episode 13, with myself, Devin, Beeks. Please continue.
Yeah, so after the Tulsa comp.
But make it interesting.
I'll give my best shot. Corey and Lane came down. They came down Friday night, actually helped me load the trailer, which was really nice. And then,
we couldn't stop fucking competitors from
helping even the day
and
of.
moving the equipment.
How
and
awesome
shit.
is that?
It was like I was like, man, sit the fuck down. Like go somewhere else.
Like
and
before
sit
the comp,
in
no,
shade.
we got this. I'm like, no, just sit down, guys. Like we're
Yeah.
But they came down. We had some
I love
cigars.
that.
Yeah,
and he had from a couple different places in the world. So we have the one that's really smooth. I'm like, okay. And he gives me this other one, and I start it. And I take a drag, and I'm trying my best not to start hacking my brains out.
Really?
Oh man, like it was bad. And I'm trying.
Soft lungs,
I'm trying to hold it up. I'm drinking water. I'm trying to just stop the cough from happening, and I managed to stop it. And then I give it to Corey. I'm like, you know what? I'll try the other one again. And he takes it. He's like, ooh, this one is rough. I'm like, oh, so it's not just me. It's not just. I'm like, because I've been trying not to hack this whole time.
Though.
Yeah, no, I think he did cough.
Oh, did he?
I think he gave a couple.
And
I'm like, well, I held mine in at least. I mean, I feel like shit now, but I held it in.
You should make that your thing to bring a victory cigar to shows.
Yeah.
and when you podium, to have a cigar.
Standing in third
I don't
place.
think I've ever. No matter where, if you're top three, have a cigar when they place you guys. I think that would be
That'd
so.
be actually
I
pretty
don't think
funny.
I've ever seen that before.
It's just like it'd be like that, like the meme where the guy's like fucking like
The seventh place.
spraying the fucking thing, and he's like 10th down the line or whatever. Yeah, that's.
Oh, you mean like
I could do that
when they posted the iPhone user?
Yeah. I could be that guy.
Powerlifters when they win first in their division of one person. I'd like to thank everyone who made this happen.
Yeah.
The people who
We
didn't
get
show up.
we get the same in Strongman.
The one that
For one first place, there's literally only you.
Yeah. The one that I like is when they don't post anything about the meet, and it's like, well, today didn't go how I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
It's like it's like meet recap coming later. It's like, well,
And the meet recap never comes.
yeah, it's like nobody really gives. If you didn't do well, nobody gives a fuck. Like it's
Yeah.
like no one cares about what you learned. Like just
Yeah.
internalize that and like
Yeah. Oh, those long 4-paragraph.
black and white photo. Yeah.
Do the black and white photo with what's that stupid GTA wasted?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be closer to.
I mean, I did get busted this weekend. There's a video out there of someone's I don't know who's doing the Hercules, but Jeff has been ripping me on it. He sent one of the questions too. So there's a video of me, and it's everyone thinks. I guess I
He has it wrong, but the real answer might be funnier.
Yeah. So I'm behind. I'm operating the Hercules hold, and competitor ready go, and I yank the lever, so it drops the pins. And at this point, I haven't eaten all day, and I'm just slamming gears. It was hot as hell, and there's no wind. Like we're dehydrated as shit. And I walk over, and he thinks what it looks like is I just grab a bag of popcorn. I'm standing behind the guy, and I'm eating. But what it is it's a giant bag of monster cookies that Kelsey made, and eventually just gave me the rest of the bag. She's like, Devin, you need the rest of the bag. So I just every time I pull the lever, I just go over and grab my bag of monster cookies. They're all broken up in pieces. I'm just chomping on monster cookies.
Funny.
I was talking to him yesterday, and I was like, I really didn't like for all the ways that I could have set up this show. I really set up to be the perfect show for me to come in second place to Jeffers too. Like Hercules hold, log press, truck pull. These are all things that I finished directly behind. Well, not Hercules hold. Hercules hold I'll finish way behind him. But the other ones I finished right behind him on everything. And he was like, oh, well, you can still have the benefit of having Devin hand me the handles after eating popcorn. And I was like, that's true. I can do that.
So he had asked, I don't know, anybody have any questions? And Jeffers asked, is Devin going to be eating popcorn? So I want to guarantee you I'll be eating popcorn.
Yeah, Jefferson's coming out for our...
I won't even lick my fingers for
Let me
giving
shake
him
your
the
hand.
handles.
Let me shake your hand.
Uh-oh. What's going on with that?
Yeah, no, that fucking camera better work today.
So if anyone's listening and you know how to produce a podcast, we're looking for
Yeah, we are in the market right now, that's for sure. Last 3 episodes have been funky, but this one's going to be great.
Well, yeah, we did. I guess we had 1 no audio.
We lost the
and 2
audio
no
and 2 with no video. I prefer the no video to the no audio, I think.
Yeah.
If I have to pick away for our producer to fuck up, I prefer that one.
with it being a podcast and it's pretty audio based.
Yeah.
Just a bunch. Looks like we're miming.
sitting and laughing.
Well,
Looks like a bunch of mimes or whatever they call them.
the next one will just be everything will die and we'll only have the sound from the camera. Like the video will die and then we'll just be able to hear us like this. Like
just one of our
sound,
mics.
Yeah, it'll sound like a clock radio.
It'll get my audio. Dave doing.
Yeah. Dave's not the guy that I associate with heavy breathing on this podcast. To be honest,
I guess it is you.
It's me. Yeah,
I've lost weight. You're still losing weight.
I'm down. Yeah,
You're trying to get
I'm at like
Are you 220 yet?
224.
You're knocking on the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
256. I was in March.
Wow.
Holy shit! Eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out McDowell actually for that.
He's
For making you fat or making you lose weight?
No, I went to him like, dude, I got to do something,
Oh, so he made you.
and he drummed up a diet for me.
Oh, nice.
And
Nice.
yeah, it's working great.
I think I'm up to 303 now.
Oh boy,
My favorite band.
great fan. Speaking of McDowell, probably has that CD somewhere.
I don't even know who that is.
Never would know that one. It's
No.
a very shitty pop band from
Makes
my
sense.
my early bar going days.
I was gonna say,
Just right in that sweet spot. I think maybe high school.
Is there a
but,
goal weight you're trying to get to?
My nutrition guy wants me to be 310, and I'm willing to try.
share who your nutrition guy
Yeah,
is?
Justin Loy. He came at a recommendation from Terry Rady, who is a guy that I
Yeah, I remember Terry.
Yeah, I value his opinion a lot. And he's been awesome, man. He's like he's a lightweight strongman guy who those are the guys that I like to kind of put my faith into because they have to work. And he's really, really good. Like he's much stronger than as a lightweight guy than most heavyweights and super heavyweight guys. So those are the guys that I kind of like to put my faith into those guys because they have to work a fucking lot harder.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
that's
it's
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, I'll get a super heavyweight guy, which is fine, but then maybe he's fucking 6'5" and 300 pounds before he even started working out. It's not the same for him. You know what I mean? So same with my coach too. My coach is a light guy who set all these records in the light division, and he's pressed more weight than I have, and he's deadlifted more than I have. So at a lighter weight, so can't go wrong with that.
That's actually a really good take.
Yeah.
And I never thought of it that way. I like when I look for a coach, I think outside the box. Manitobans, and I'm all for it. Like Manitobans find their Manitoba coaches. And I mean, I was a coach in Manitoba, so
Right.
hire me at the time. Right? But I always I wanted to do what people, I still do it. Like my coach is from Toronto for acting.
Right.
And I've used Manitoba, like Winnipeg coaches, and they're great. But I like to try and find what people aren't doing to try and get an edge.
Right.
If I can have something different, if I can have, maybe it's better, maybe it's not better.
Right.
But it's different and try and get some sort of competitive edge.
I actually have an acting thing coming up.
Do you really?
Yeah. I think I don't think I was told not to talk about it. It's like a wrestling. They're like
On the ring?
No, I wish. No,
I've seen a couple that I was going to send to you.
Yeah, they shoot those in Toronto mostly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my buddies have been in that. But
So that's why I didn't send to you.
yeah,
Because they try to hire local,
do,
so you would have to go out there
yeah.
and put yourself up, and then you're making like $300 a
make
day,
very
and you're
little
like,
money, yeah.
so I lose money.
Yeah, my buddy played Chris Benoit in one of those, which is pretty cool.
Sweet.
But no,
Did you do the fun part of Chris Benoit, or was he just a wrestler?
probably the whole thing, if I were to guess. Yeah, the whole damn thing. No, it's. I guess they're shooting some show in.
So you went all Devin on that episode.
Yeah, that's right. They're shooting a show in Winnipeg here, and it's something with like they need a wrestler for stunt work. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But playing a wrestler though. So
If Adam Sandler ever
I
comes
know
to
the
town, I'm going to play Crazy Eyes.
Oh, you think you got crazy eyes?
I'm going to apply for that place.
so yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I guess I haven't done like the last thing.
Have
I
you
did
done
was,
acting before?
Yeah, when I was wrestling, that was like an easy way to kind of fill in the weekdays when I was wrestling on the weekends, because I would do extra work. And then one time I did this one where I was actually I got paid pretty well to be like the main character, because it's like a significant bump from like extra work to like whatever.
Big
right?
bump.
So, yeah, and it was one of those like shitty True Murder where they recreate it.
Yeah.
And I was one of the cops, so I had to like shave and stuff, which sucked. But like basically the whole thing was just me like you holding a piece of paper with the other cop just being like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just like
lip smacking,
plenty of things on the wall and like well, I don't know, and whatever. And then it was just, and then I guess like, it turned out that the whole thing was like a giant sham and nothing came out. And
oh no, really?
They paid they paid us the actors, because we were paid like on like a daily basis, and then no one else got paid. Like the people who were in it for the long term, like the director and stuff, they all got fucked on that one.
That's brutal.
So rough for those. But those non-unionized jobs, you know, you got to be careful with those, I guess.
Yeah. Non-union stuff, you have to be really careful.
Well, they got that new acting place coming up there in Nerville that they announced.
Yeah.
That's a big.
What is it? An acting school?
No, it's a studio.
Oh,
massive
cool.
studio.
Fuck, my leg is digging into this table here.
Yeah. Have you got any bits coming up?
No, but we're moving into pre-production with my screenplay.
The one you wrote?
The one I wrote.
Oh, nice.
And it's exciting and absolutely terrifying.
You need crazy eyes? You need crazy eyes?
Sorry? I actually, well, it's going to depend, because we're probably shooting in South Africa.
Cool.
But I was looking, because there's 6 non-speaking biker roles. And I'm like, I have the perfect guys for it. But at the same time, I'm not paying for you guys to come out to South Africa to not speak in a movie.
Actually, my buddy's there right now. He's got a big beard. He's in Africa right now. Yeah. He was a missionary there for years. Him and his wife out there now visiting the mission.
Yeah.
They're there for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
He's doing missionary work there?
He was there for many, many years. Missionary, him and his wife. My buddy Rick, and now he came back after his dad passed away in a plane crash here. He had to run the church, but then he goes back every year.
His wife were there to do missionary?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to flip her over at all?
He actually listens to this too.
Well, there you go. Take some advice. So when we, I'm just trying to think of.
That was a long build up there.
I was trying and you weren't really biting, so I had to kind of throw it out again.
See, I was trying to find a way to make it about Devin, and I was like waiting, but
so we had, that's actually been a pretty eventful couple of weeks. Where 2 weeks ago.
We haven't talked about yours.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago on I don't remember what the date was now, but me and Dan went to St. Paul, Alberta, which is a couple hours east of Edmonton.
It's like St. Paul, Minnesota, but shitty.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's one of those, like, it's like a nice little town that I'm sure when you live there, it's like you know everybody, you know where everything is, it's nice and simple, whatever, right? And
Dan probably felt right at home.
probably, yeah. It was the show was really good. It was put on by Colton Sloan, and it was his first time putting on a pro show. And there's like a massive difference between putting on an AM show like we typically do and putting on a pro show. A lot more money goes into it, a lot more. The prizes are a lot higher, and there's just like the cost of you got to bring in JF, he refs it and all that stuff, right? Yeah. That's just kind of part of the gig. But it was awesome. It was really, really fun, and then I ended up getting a podium finish in it, and Dan finished the top of the amateurs. Which I think both of it, that's what we wanted for him.
He did actually. I was following it online.
Yeah,
and you did better than you predicted.
Yes,
and I feel like Dan we didn't know where he was going to finish, but he did really well.
He did really well, and he's in sort of that same sort of stage that I was in a couple years ago now, where it's like, so he goes to Tolstoy, say, and then kind of kicks ass there, like really like that, like a next sort of level above everybody else there, and then goes to the pro shows and gets his head kicked in there. Yeah. So he's sort of like in this limbo, you know what I mean? But
can I interrupt?
What's that?
You're telling me he's a new strongman competitor who's willing to take his lumps and doesn't expect a podium right away?
That's exactly right.
What a concept.
It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre.
And it's made him better?
He's only getting better. That's the strange
weird.
part. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. He's,
okay, go on.
He's doing a real trial by fire. This was kind of the beginning of it, where it was like Tristan Hoth and Jeffers and me and 3 Quebec guys, which was also very...
That's satisfying.
Yeah, it was those Quebec guys are all great, and I really like them, and they're really nice. But it was nice to have some Eastern guys come over and have the West really show up, and top 4 spots even were all Western guys, so that's always really nice. And I think it would have been really, so it kind of ended up being like a blessing in disguise, because the show started with not enough signups from Western guys, and so that's when they brought in the Eastern guys, and it was kind of like the mood sort of changed, where it was like, oh fuck, well here's your new podium. You know what I mean? Maybe Tristan or Jeffers, who both did, will sneak into the podium or whatever. But for the most part, that seemed pretty locked up. Like Gabriel was in World's Strongest Man a month ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I think it meant something to all of us because I think it would have been really easily viewed as like, well, it's just a bunch of Western guys beating Western guys. It's just them all playing in their own sandbox, and who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
So now that there's some Eastern guys come over and the Western guys really showed up that day. I think it lends some credibility to us, because I think that everybody who knows strongman in Canada knows that the West is sort of the redheaded stepchild compared to Ontario and Quebec and whatever. So it's been nice to kind of be able to be like, in the nicest way possible, fuck you. You know what I mean?
It's a competitive thing.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't have to dislike them to want to beat them.
Right, and that's exactly it.
And I mean, you could look at sports where a team's like a fringe playoff team, and then they come in and make a push in the playoffs. It's I don't hate you, but I really want to beat you because you've always beaten me.
Right.
And good for you guys for representing for the West.
Yeah, it turned out really well for us, and now we're all really fired up for Western Canada's Strongest Man, which is on Canada Day and the day after. So it's going to be like, you know, like typically, I think in the past you look at the roster and you're like, all right, Dom, Brad, Scott Cummins, like these are guys who it's like they're going to be there and they're going to win or whatever it might be. Like no one's going to beat Scott. And you look at it this year, and it's extremely competitive. I think that Jeffers is the guy to beat, or Jeffers and Sean Hayes are both the guys to beat in this one. I think that it would take a pretty drastic fuck up on their part to not lock up a podium spot, I think. Yeah. But you know, Jeffers will be the first to admit that he had some fuck ups at
What about that Tristan guy? He's Western too.
He will do very well at Westerns. He's extremely strong, so those 3 guys will be the ones who I think that people will be imagining as like the podium finishes for Westerns. But hell, you know, I'm there. Nobody thought that I'd do the podium last year, and you know, Colton Sloan, he's another guy too, where he could very easily be a podium finisher. And
he's getting really strong.
Yeah, there's all kinds of guys that can just, you know, and like not to discredit the fact that like anything can happen on competition day, right? So
that top 4, top 5. I mean, maybe you put Jeffers at 1, but the placing after that, and maybe even include Jeffers in this, is kind of event dependent, because you
who won
you
last
will
year?
all have
Hayes?
your strengths.
Sean Hayes won last year. Yeah. So he'll be the guy to beat this year for sure. But Jeffers is like, it's kind of his stupid. They call him the Train, which is like it's really corny, but but it is true though. Is that he's a guy who just starts to gain momentum, and it's just like it's fucking hard to. Yeah. Like he just crushes events, and it's just like, what the fuck can I do? You know what I mean? Like
he's consistent.
You're trying to scrape up points and get what you can, kind of in his wake sometimes. And Tristan was a guy too, where he was winning the entire show at the Farmstrong until the Stones. The Stones completely, like I was like in 5th place until the Stones. Yeah. That completely changed everything. So you never know. It could happen in any show like that. That's the fun of it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I was chatting with Colton last night a bit too, but they had a decent amount of people at the farm store at the end finally.
Yeah.
But we'll look at our pro show on the 10th coming up here. We got 2 pro signups.
Yeah.
So we put on this pro show $4,000 in prize money. Like we're blowing the fucking budget for the show. No pro woman showed up, East or West. 2 pro men, Tyler and Jeffers, the only guys showed up. And I'm like, I don't know if I ever put another pro show on again.
Yeah.
Why am I going to put out $10,000 for two pros to come. I mean, I'm glad you guys came.
Yeah.
Like, I was messing Jeff a bit. I'm like, I'm glad they're coming, but fuck, that's a lot of money for no one to show up.
Yeah.
And SCC was pushing us, hey, put it on pro show. So we did.
Yeah.
And they supported us, like SCC, like Maxim was supporting us.
They're doing right by us for sure.
Yeah, they're doing right by us, but no one else showed up.
That's brutal.
Except for, I will say, I'm really happy with the Manitoba amateurs who are showing up for this one.
Yeah, we're talking about Corey, Dan,
Yeah.
a bunch of guys, Jocelyn, like our female. We had a ton. Clinton Grad from Brickhouse, I give him props. The guy's, he's not a big guy. He's just starting out.
Jumping right
it's his
in.
first year, and he signed up for the Pro Am. Cody Ryan. Like, so we got a bunch of amateurs that stepped up. We're willing to go
Gord
against
seems to be making moves too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like watching Gordon.
He's coming off. We had some bad injuries this last offseason.
Did he?
Leading the end of last year, we had a hamstring tear and his ACL, so we couldn't walk.
okay.
So we're still dealing with rehabbing that. It's been a whole offseason rehabbing. So he did the Tolstoy and Juana's division. We're not going to do the pro show because I want his knee to heal up a little better, get a little stronger for. He wants to do Vita and do the provincials.
Yeah.
So it's maybe that was my call as a coach. He didn't. I didn't want him to do the pro show as much. Maybe he wanted to. I don't know. We didn't discuss it too deep in depth. But Jocelyn's doing it. But his knee's still very unstable.
Yeah.
Well, I want him to be able to do provincials and nationals here in Manitoba.
Need to see Boston brace.
Yeah. I gave him my Inzer like knee, so he uses those and stuff. And
Dan used one of those for Yoke when he asked him.
Yeah.
He asked Jeff if it was okay, and Jeff was like, because he fucking destroyed his knee, right? He was like, yes, I understand. I was like, great.
The women too.
Yeah.
I feel like the women are really showing up.
The women were the ones, and then to jump into the next week of this busy month that we've been having, the women were the ones who really impressed me at
Tolstoy.
the women in the U90s.
U90 is our biggest division
The
this
U90
year.
men, they all really showed up and really kept it competitive. And the
But
women
half
were,
of them now are moving to U105 for Vita because they're already got a qualification for nationals.
I like it.
So
I think
provincials.
that's smart.
So like now let's up into 105. Let's play with the bigger weights.
I like it.
Add a B. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I think that's really smart. I think that makes it a lot more fun when you challenge yourself in that way. And what the fuck's the point of doing it if you've already qualified for it, right? So do something different, give yourself some options, and test yourself a little bit. The women really showed up, and really, especially for how many of them were brand new to compete. Maybe the novice competition under their belt. You know what I mean? And so I was really, really impressed by that. And some of these women that we have are going to be fucking.
Yeah,
if they stick with it, they're going to be putting up some fucking crazy numbers. Like we have 3 women that are poised to get, I would say like close to that like 180 number
for log. Oh shit.
Yeah, like 3 or 4, like between 160 and 180. The record currently being 160.
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like it's just like these women came out of nowhere, and
my first year competing, I missed a 200 log all year. The whole year comp took zeros all year and 200-pound log.
And the women's deadlift is getting higher and higher. Like Ariel Phrase. I was getting these man names wrong. She has like a 455 deadlift.
I didn't realize it was that high.
It's really high. And Kelsey from my gym has like a 415. Like she's gonna, and that's not her like peaking or maxing out. That's just her hitting it in training.
Yeah.
So it's like these numbers are gonna get fucking crazy.
Kelsey's strong.
We have
This is
how
very
old
strong.
is Kelsey?
I dare not say. I actually don't know. I have no idea how old she is.
Like,
Do you want to throw her address out?
I'm just like
I honestly have no idea how old she is.
because a lot of the girls like Mara is in master. I'm gonna get her age wrong, but she's
How about just don't?
she's in master. So she's over 40. Yeah. Are we still in that age where you can't say women's ages they get offended?
I mean,
Do I really give a shit about offending people?
yeah, I don't know.
I don't give a flying fuck about offending people.
I know that Kelsey had a sister who was a really good power lifter.
Really?
Really good.
Yeah.
Like really high.
She was like known as the queen of Manitoba.
Yeah,
power
I think
lifting.
Kelsey's sister
Haley.
was.
Yeah.
Haley was so strong.
I know that Thrones has like a spreadsheet of the top Manitoba
course.
powerlifters, and I know that she's very close
On
to
his
the top.
Apple
I was
Watch,
gonna
she's
say-
like,
Yeah.
1 second, let me pull it up.
That's why I posted above his bed
Yeah,
next to his Backstreet Boys poster.
So the genetics are definitely there for Kelsey to do some pretty crazy stuff, and she's going to be rivaling Dan for how many competitions she's doing this season, except for she's doing both powerlifting and strongman. Like she's doing like one and then the other, and then
And
one
she's
and
doing
then the other.
deadlifts for
Is she
games.
doing is she doing provincials on the for powerlifting on 16th?
Yeah. She's doing westerns for powerlifting. She's going to do provincials for powerlifting. She's going to do our help me out here. The Moore show. Sorry, the Moore show. She's going to do Vita. She's going to do strongman provincials.
Yeah, and
she's
then
going to do nationals. Like it's fucking and. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Nice.
It's. I can nothing but respect for people who are really putting it all out there for a season like that, because not a lot of people are. So it's nice to see.
Well, it's growing this year. I mean, 34 competitors we had. That's our biggest show.
Yeah.
For,
So in Tolstoy,
besides the novice, that was our biggest show.
It's a lot for a
Yeah,
strongman show.
yeah, it was awesome. Well, I mean, and like talking to other provinces, like I posted our picture of it, and other provinces like, man, we are just not getting that right now. Like we're like, I know Saskatchewan has one coming up that has like less than 20, which seems like enough until you realize that there's fucking 12 weight classes. You know what I mean? So it's just like, or there can be up to 12. I don't know if there is or not, but and I never would have imagined a scenario where Manitoba is suddenly
has all these people
on the come up for strongmen, and other places are kind of struggling. And I don't want the places struggling. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, it's crazy to me that Manitoba is in any position right now to be like, we in 5 years we could have the stronger scene in the West.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of these guys seem very dedicated. They're all. You got to think our U90 category is the biggest category. A lot of them have high hopes of getting into the heavyweight eventually, and I get it. So compete smaller and start gaining weight over the years. You know, and it's a 3 to 5 year plan, right? Like the old guy working at Hooters. So
the 3 to 5 year plan. I like to give people a hard time if they're not part of your gym or my gym, but the Brickhouse guys really showed up.
There was a big crowd.
There was a ton of them. They had
I
supporters.
saw a
there.
pic of the Brickhouse guys.
Yeah.
I didn't know Brickhouse was doing it like that.
They did well.
Good for them.
Blaine won his category.
Yeah.
Actually, I signed him up for coaching yesterday, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, great! Yeah, they all showed up and they all put in a lot of effort. They need a little more practice with the implements.
And I had some of the Brickhouse guys that weren't there already email me and sign up for Vita.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That didn't make Tulsa.
Great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So,
We have a bunch of new guys that are. It's going to be their debut season.
I'm excited. Things are good in Manitoba. I mean, yeah.
I don't
have that
think
many
you
guys.
guys-
I don't have that many guys out of my gym anymore. It's just Pat because Yari's moved to Winnipeg, and
Yeah.
so I just got Pat. But he wasn't. He was signed up for Tulsa, but he was in the field seating, so he couldn't come. So he's doing the Canada's 105
right
on July 1st.
Is he doing Morris?
Yeah, he signed up for Morris.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys would ever take the credit, but I think you kind of got to pat yourself on the back because this growth is directly related to you guys kind of
Well, I appreciate
taking
that.
the bull by the horns. You provide a place for people to train. You provide the implements, and for strongman, like incredible coaching as well. And I think that's a reason for the growth. You get people excited about something,
Yeah.
and it builds us. And
Well, it takes a lot of luckily back when we started, we had like McDowell's here, we had Brent Ham who through his fundraising he bought a lot of that equipment.
Yeah.
Which is a lot because I've been buying it all off him and off of different people, and I just bought his power stairs this week. So I'm over $20,000 I've spent in equipment out of my pocket, and I haven't made anything back on these comps. It's just you can also
Rest assured, we're not making money on these.
I kept $500 last year to start repairing some equipment for comps. I'm like, my logs are getting beat up. But that's all I kept was $500. So I spent over $20,000 personal money because my little gym doesn't, like, we're just a small gym, a small town. And it's like I just went and bought power stairs and Fingal Fingers. Actually, I didn't know I bought Fingal Fingers too.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
That'll be
So
fun.
now I think I have 4 or 5 of them.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we got that, the power stairs, and I have all the implements. So I have power stairs from 170-pound implements, duck walks, all the way up to 550 now.
Nice.
So we have an array of equipment for this year. So it's going to be good.
Duck walk sucks.
Duck walk does suck.
Oh yeah,
This is a guy with the 31-inch inseam.
Right.
Duck walk sucks.
yeah.
It's one of those ones too where it's like everything else is really hard and maybe it hurts, but at least you look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not duck walk.
No.
Not duck walk. You look like a fucking numbnuts. So you're just like,
then when you trip
and the better
tripping-
you are at it, the dumber you look because
Yeah.
that means the faster you're moving.
Yeah.
The faster
So
you
you're
waddle.
Yeah.
Trying to fucking run with it. Everything else looks cool and strongman, but not the duck walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad we at least had
Then you trip and fall and hang on the implant and face
Yeah,
plants
exactly. Yeah.
like an
You do a
idiot.
front flip over it.
Yeah, why not?
That's why I'm glad that we at least added the loading at the end, so there's something kind of cool. To it.
Yeah. So it looks a little. The 20 feet actually, because I had a girl come out. I was training her. She ended up tearing her meniscus. I don't know whether it was with me or afterwards. That sucked, but so that's why she pulled out of
doesn't
Morris.
know.
Yeah, we didn't see it, but I was training her duck walk, and she's a short girl, and yeah, that 20-foot walk to load, like that 20 feet of waddling, that's exhausting. And the glutes and hamstrings, she was blowing up by the end of the couple of runs. Like, wow, like I can't believe how much this.
I haven't done it since Winkler, since the one where you fell down.
Oh
This
yeah,
would have been like what 2016 probably.
17, I think. Yeah.
2016 or 17. So I was showing it to the people yesterday, and I was like, "Fuck, I forgot how brutal this is. Like
Sucks.
you can't lock your hips out, so you're like hovering over it. You're like in this it's like you're in this completely just like taking the load on your lower back. It's fucking brutal.
Your hips and low back are loaded the whole time.
Yep.
There's no position.
It's a disgusting event.
Yeah.
We should do a medley of that with chain yoke.
The chain. Oh fuck.
Just duck walk 40 feet with chain yoke back.
I do have a chain yoke.
That would be First one to not get injured wins.
I was gonna say, make sure, everyone wears their knee
We'll do
sleeves
that
for
maybe.
one.
Maybe we'll do a winter comp after nationals.
Somebody on the questions that we had asked for hot takes on Tolstoy. You see that one? Remember?
Yeah. I put them all on the page too, so you can pull them
Since
up.
we're talking about Tolstoy, I do have a.
Yeah, we can do a recap on Tolstoy. Let's do it.
That's something of a hot take for that one. Maybe not. Maybe it's not a hot take, but it's certainly something that I would like the competitors to take to heart. Manitoba, specifically, I'm talking specifically to the heavy guys here more than anything else. Our deadlifts are fucking trash.
Whoa.
Trash. There was so many fucking zeros on a 570 car deadlift.
What?
Unacceptable. At that weight, it's just like Blakely, Chris Blakely from here went and did the Lakeland Strongest Show, which was a qualifier in Alberta because he's just getting out there and doing stuff. It was like a 585 deadlift for reps, and most guys got a few. You know what I mean? On a straight bar.
Yeah.
So this is a car deadlift. It's easier, mechanically. It's easier with the same weight and stuff. Can't be seeing that many zeros.
I don't know
if you want to be competitive with nationals here, and guys want to be. That's something that guys need to take home and really.
I don't know. I don't think my car deadlift that we used was easier than a regular bar. I was trying to do the math on that a bit, because I scaled with my tractor, then I almost died. That's another story.
We will get into that.
Holy shit! Yeah, I damn near killed myself on the weekend. I'm lucky I made it to the comp. Yeah, I'm very fortunate that I am not in the hospital or dead right now. But yeah, we'll go off that after this loading equipment that went bad. Anyways, the car deadlift I weighted on it, but it was 570 in the hands. According to the math, I think we weighed it with scales. But the problem with the car deadlift, there's no give in that bar, and that bar is set to 9.5 inches. So it is all of a regular conventional deadlift with no flex in the bar. So a regular bar, what do you get? An inch and a half on a 570 you'll get before the weights leave the ground on a regular bar, not a deadlift bar?
I don't know about that much maybe, but either way, you get some.
The car deadlift. And the thing with Tolstoy was they were also going into grass.
See, Devin's going to be nice to you guys and baby you and tell you that it's okay that you got
No,
zeros.
but
I'm going to say
regardless.
A 570 deadlift on my car deadlift, the front handle, and pushing your feet into grass. And the grass sunk 2 inches during the lift from beginning to end. From people compressing the ground.
I did think that was an interesting concept, was that we were deadlifting on grass, which is
regardless, 570, 580, 585, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a big deadlift.
No.
Zero on it?
It is not. It is not. For a heavyweight guy, because you got the under 120 class.
Right.
So you're like 265 and up.
I don't think any of them got it.
I don't think.
At what?
Corey,
at what body
Corey
weight?
got it.
But he was open.
Yeah, sorry. No. So even the open guys, but a couple of the open guys 02, did they not?
Yes, they did.
Am I correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The U120 guys, I don't know if any of them got it.
I don't think any of them got it.
And that was, 570.
That's what I mean, and I'm not saying this is to be like shitting on them or a little bit, I guess. But the idea is that it's like that's something these guys have to take home and work on. Because that was like a huge hole in a lot of guys' games. So now if one of them can show up and have a deadlift at Vita or the next show or whatever it might be,
they'll win the event.
Yeah, that's going to be big points, and you cannot be having something where it's only going to be heavier at nationals.
Well, because we go according to SCC's weights, they give us recommendations, and then we base it off of that.
Yeah. So it's only going to get heavier at nationals.
And there's some events that we go beyond SCC recommendation because I know certain people in the province are just a lot stronger in that event. And then some I dial all the way back to the recommendation because I'm like, I know statistically our province is a little weaker in the deadlift side, so we dial certain numbers back.
Yeah, we try to have we
modify the comps to help.
nuanced approach at it, so we're not just like, well, this is what they said, so we have to do it.
But that was the minimum weights that we used.
Yeah. So I want to see guys get those up because I want them to think about this like maybe I'm gonna regret kind of saying it this way, but like Tolstoy and Vita are like tryouts for provincials, which is then the tryout for nationals to represent Manitoba at nationals. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like this is an individualized sport, but when we're talking about a national event like that, it is like you're representing your province, you're representing all the people who do strongman here and all that shit. So I want guys to start thinking about like what they can do to up their game as a whole. So don't be like, oh, well, my deadlift, because this is a mistake that I made for a super long time where I was like, well, that's just a shitty event for me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not. That can't be acceptable. That's like, well, I just have a bad deadlift. It's like, no, you need to have a good deadlift or otherwise you're not going to be a good strongman. Yeah. You know, like
100%.
And that was my attitude with my grip forever. I was like, my grip sucks. And now I'm really, really paying for it.
Well, a prime example of that, and I'm not shitting on it, but Max Boudreau. Phenomenal presser, phenomenal in a lot of events, and his deadlift was always bad. And I know he trains his deadlift hard, but that was one event he had trouble building.
Right.
And I always watched his comps. And when he gets deadlift, he loses a ton of points, which always screws him out of like one of the top. I mean, he still plays really well, but that's always been his Achilles heel.
Well, that's the thing is that just it's when you're at that world level, like having a really good deadlift is not good enough. Yeah. So all we're asking for here is
800-pound deadlift at the top level. You're at the bottom of the barrel.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like I pulled 750 at Canadians, which is not a world level show. It's just a national level show. I pulled 750, and that got me tied for 9th place.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's not. You need an 800-pound deadlift.
Your goal was just to not take
at
a
a national level. You know what I mean? So and now we're getting kind of far from these amateur guys, but like 600 has got to be the.
But people sure love the sandbag throw. I was impressed with Cody. Cody, whatever his last name is.
Buckert.
Is it Beckert? Is he actually?
Buckert.
Schrader Beckert? I don't know.
Cody Ryan is what he is on Instagram, but that's
his trajectory on he had to rethrow some, but he blasted those bags for his weight. I was actually pretty impressed. It was fun watching it.
A lot of those guys. It was interesting to see my guys who were smashing those in training with the pressure of the competition not smash them.
Yeah,
it didn't go the way that some of them wanted it to, especially because of sandbag. Because it's like you get 3 cracks at it's like 3 strikes you're out type rule.
Okay,
and you missed that first one, and some of the guys you could just see where it's like, well, they might as well just not take the next 2 because that's it for them.
They
you know
shut
what I
down.
mean? Yeah.
Otherwise, it went well. The Viking press would have changed the rules. I talked to Ty about this already. We had a girl, Anna, hit the Viking press, and she goes into a really deep position for her press. And we have a rule if the implement touches the ground, your day's over. Like on the Viking press.
Yeah, the pendulum thing.
Yeah, and I'm.
Isn't
that's generally
the rule.
But I'm changing that because I was watching some people and they're flirting with the ground, especially being grass and the footprints getting there. She hit the ground and went up, and I called him like, "No, you touched the ground, you're out." And I think I'm gonna change that to when you rest the implement down, your day's over. Because if you hit the ground on your leg drive, you've screwed yourself out all your momentum, anyways.
Yeah.
So there's really no benefit to bouncing it off the ground because it's not a bounce with that steel thing. So I think I'm gonna change that because I didn't like the way that ended. But I said the rules and I had to stick to them because they were my rules. But we're gonna change that to when you put the if you hit the ground in a dip, but you're automatically back up, whatever, you can redip. But once you put it down, it's over. I think is what we're going to change.
At the amateur level.
Yeah, at the amateur level, yeah. I will have to discuss with Max stuff at if we ever go to a pro level or our pro-am shows.
Yeah.
Can you not change the height?
They pick their heights. So I always tell them pick lower.
Them?
Yeah, I always tell them pick lower than you think. Yeah.
Vix is just not computing this.
Yeah. No. But
because you're right. But it's just when we're talking about with like brand new people, mistakes are made, and then it just ruins their whole training cycle because they tapped the ground one time by accident. You know what I mean? So we want to have. And
it's true. They do pick their heights, and they knew the rules. That's why I stuck to the rules.
We were stiff with them there because we had to be. And so the next one that we can announce when we do this, we can say these are going to be the rules, and we can stick with those rules, whatever they might be. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just you don't want to see people missing points on shitty little things like that where it's like
not for the amateurs.
No.
Like our pro show, if it was in June there, and if there's Viking, there'll be a different story. These are the rules. It is what it is, right? You guys know how this goes. You shouldn't be making these mistakes. Yeah. Novice show, we might have let something like that pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
the whole story. Well, yeah. So I'll go into the loading equipment story.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah.
So we're loading equipment Friday night, and I have my tractor because I got my car deadlifts all stacked on top of my C can because I have a 50-foot C can full of strong equipment. And Brian said, "Get the forks." I got forks at the house. We'll just put it in the bucket. So I have my bucket up, and we put the handle of the car deadlift into the bucket, and I lift it off so that the car deadlift's sitting on an egg like this, and I'm backing up, and I got my brand new truck I just bought that I spent too much money on, and I'm turning. I'm like, well, I don't want the car deadlift to fall, and the truck also slips to the bucket. I have no one around me. Like everyone's clear to make sure that in case the car deadlift falls, that no one gets hurt. I'm going by my truck, and I have to back up. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to clear my truck properly. I don't want to drop, so I go to tilt my bucket back a little bit just to give it a little more height. And when I tipped it back a little bit, the car deadlift twisted in the bucket, the handle, and it dropped, and it flew over. So it flew right over, forward. And I jumped as fast as I damn well could. I bailed off side of the tractor, and that thing landed across my seat, smashed both my fenders into my tractor. Jeez. Like I would have been, it would have took me right in the head. Like exactly where the bar landed was on where my head was. Fuck, Gordon, who was there? Corey, and like, I have never seen you move so fast. Like, I jumped as fast as I down. I seen that thing coming over, and I'm like, it's coming from like 15 feet in the air. Yeah, I would have been. I don't even know if I'd be here. Yeah. So now my tractor's my pride and joy. I bought that little bob. I got my own little tractor. Had to cruise around with that thing. Look like a little Amish dude. Yeah. And my fenders are dented. I had to bend shit back. I was just depressed. I might even order new fenders. My buddy Russ already priced it out.
You told me that, and I was like, oh fuck. the car deadlift's okay though, right? Like, we really need that car deadlift. Like, is it all right?
I have 3 of them. It would have been okay.
The fact that I was talking to you meant that you were okay. But I want to make sure the car deadlift's okay too.
Well, that went really bad. But
I was happy too with over the Tolstoy show. I don't think we had anybody get hurt or anything either, which is
nothing.
nice.
No injuries that I know
Just
of.
speaking of, like, that was the closest thing to an injury. I think,
That was the closest thing to injury. We had no injuries.
Yeah.
For how hot it was.
And it was fucking hot, man. There was
No air movement.
Some good sunburns coming home from that one. And
Holy shit.
It was like low 30s, mid 30s.
yeah.
This whole next 2 weeks, man, there's 38 and 36 the humidity and stuff. It's disgusting.
I told guys, I was like, this is me speaking from experience as a fair-skinned white boy. Like, do not think that, because it's kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
I was like, don't think for 1 second that you're not going to get a sunburn, because you fucking will.
Oh, I got burnt.
Yeah, you had a bad one.
Halfway through, Kelsey comes up. Devin, you need this. She just like smears sun or whatever.
Yeah.
Sunscreen over my neck and back. I'm like, and then Tyler gave me a thing to put on my head finally.
I managed to avoid it. Like, every year I get like last couple of years I haven't, but every year of my life, basically up to this point, I get a really bad one every summer.
Yeah.
And I've managed to avoid it so far this year, and I really want to continue that. Even at Tolstoy, I only had like the littlest bit of sun on my
Just
my
on your
forearms,
arms?
whatever. Yeah. But some of those guys, man, like, can you imagine anything worse than like you're fucking destroyed from a strongman competition? You know, you're beat, you're tired, you're dehydrated, you're hungry, and then on top of that, now you have a fucking sunburn. Like, you have to lay there in cold sweat that night and just be like uncomfortable. You can't sleep, you can't move. Like, fuck, man, that would be so brutal.
You're comfortable when you sleep?
I had great sleep last night.
There's no
honestly.
way you're comfortable.
I did last night. I got.
Do you got a CPAP?
I have one, but I don't use it. I don't know why. I just, but my mom gave me this thing that I don't know where she got it, but it's like it's shaped like an I-beam almost, kind of like a rounded sort of I-beam, and you put it between your legs, like a pillow from between your legs.
Oh yeah.
But it has a Velcro strap, so it attaches to one of your legs, so you can move and roll around and stuff, and then it stays with you. And I used it last night, and I had a great fucking sleep actually. So that might be the new tool for me to start using.
It's actually like the best way to
See if
sleep.
we had any more questions about Tolstoy before we move on to that.
The great sleep that I had. Yeah, I was like, fuck. I woke up, I felt so good, and then my alarm went off to come here. It's 8 in the so just for anybody who doesn't know that, which is, I know it's not early for everybody at this table, but it's early for me, and it's early to be sitting here talking and trying to be the slightest bit witty or entertaining.
It's like the middle of Devin's day.
Yeah, I was sitting outside for half an hour already before waiting. He's like, why'd you come in and join me? I'm like, I guess I could have. I just sat in the freaking side street here. But yeah, I slept in this morning, so I was actually pumped. I was going to go in the office.
What time? What time did you sleep until, Devin?
I got up at like 10 after 6.
Holy smokes.
And I was like, oh,
I
feel good
wasted
today.
your whole fucking day.
I feel good today. I was going to go to the office early and get all my shit done. I was like, oh, I'll just leave at 5:30 or 5 and get in the office early and then come back here.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's 2 hours of drive and just get to the podcast. I don't want to do another 2 hours driving first thing in the morning. So I just called one of my workers or my buddy. I'm like, hey, you just come meet me. Because I bring my brother and my nephew and I bring a bunch of guys into work every day with me. That's why this often doesn't line up. But so I'm like, meet me at Sage Creek, pick these guys up.
Yeah.
And then I went and washed my truck, and I'm like, fuck, I got all this time to do things. This is crazy. But 8 in the morning.
You need a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be, but it's something.
Something by 8 in the morning. I don't know. I like to start early in the morning. I don't know.
Me too.
I know you're, but you work security at night, so that's why you're.
Sometimes
you have late nights.
There was a period where Jan just reminded me of this morning. She was like, "Remember when you were really annoying because you would wake up early and made that your whole thing that like everyone else should be waking up early too?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I do remember that."
You're
actually.
that guy.
Yeah,
You're literally, if
The
you
moment-
change one thing one day, you're like, you know what, today I'm going to do this. And then that day I'm supposed to be like, everybody's like, if you don't fucking do this, you're useless. Literally 12 hours ago, you weren't
Right.
doing that.
When I was with my ex, I started giving her shit. I was like, "You gotta start waking up." And eventually, she like snapped at me. She was like, 2 fucking weeks ago, you slept until 2 p.m. So like, what are you talking about? And I was just, but it's funny because it was just like anything else in my life where like when I was able to sort of set like, ooh, a new PR. Like I woke up at 7:45. Oh, I woke up at 7:30. Oh, like and then once I hit 6, I was like, well, I'm not gonna wake up at 5:30. And then it started kind of creeping. Like once I didn't have that drive anymore, it just started creeping up. Now I get up at like 9.
But my thing with getting up early is that's my alone time.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because once I start meeting with people,
Right.
then I'm talking and with people from kind of like 7 in the morning till 7 or 8 at night.
Yeah.
So that 5 to 7 window where I can just have coffee, do some reading, watch a video, whatever, and I don't have to interact with someone. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to encourage anyone else to get up earlier.
Right.
That's just like sit and silence.
Right.
Well, because we got our chat, me and Tyler, for nationals, for everything else, Father promoting. His matches always roll in late evening. and I'm either in bed or in bed or something, and my messages, but I'll send them like 10 messages, and they're all not checked. I just keep looking at the phone. When's this fucking guy waking up? And I know he's not getting up yet. Like so my messages start rolling to his phone at 5:30 or 6, and his come at like 9 or 10 at night.
Well, I know if I send it at like 10, I'm like, well, he's not gonna see this tonight, but at least he'll be there in the morning when he wakes up.
Yeah, so he checks mine. I check his in the morning, and he checks mine when he finally wakes up.
There's like that makes sense. I should probably do the morning thing too, because now it's like as much as I love being in the gym and being around all the people that are in the gym and stuff, it is hot in there right now.
But you don't have AC in there, eh?
No, no AC. And it's hot, and boy oh boy do people like to tell me it's hot in there, like as if I didn't fucking know, like as if I'm not spending 8 to 10 hours in there. Like
You're like driving 300 pounds.
I know it's yeah, exactly.
Do you roll your doors open
I'm a big
at night?
Fat guy. Sorry.
Do you roll your doors open at night? So
yeah, something. Well, because
after 7 o'clock we open. I mean, you only got the one overhead door, but you could open your front door. We roll both overhead doors open, and then the wind comes through and it brings the temperature down.
Yeah, well, ours is okay usually. So if I went there right now, it would be pretty cool in there. Like it stays pretty cool for a while, and then once the body starts showing up and it gets humid, then it changes.
Can't keep up.
So all I do is I just every so often I'll step outside and I'll be like, well, it's still hotter out here than it is inside. So then I walk back in, and then eventually I'll step outside and be like, well, it's kind of the same, and then I'll open the door and get the breeze. Because once you open that door, there's no
coming back.
Yeah, so if it's 35 or whatever it's been these last few days, like it's got to be at least 35 in the gym for it to be worthwhile. And and it's hit that a couple times. So
need some industrial fans.
We have the one from the gym.
Do you?
Yeah, that big black one. Yeah. And there actually is like a giant, like it's like probably 7 feet tall. And like 6 feet wide, this giant AC unit that's in there. I've never tried to use, and I never will because I don't know what it does. But it's like it looks like it's got to be the 70s. It's old as fuck.
Mounted to the ceiling?
Yeah, well, it's mounted to the wall.
Why don't you try it?
Because we spray.
Did you paint right over it?
Yeah.
Smells like something's burning in here.
Because to be fair, it was painted over when we got there because it was already blue like the walls were when we got there. So my dad was like, "Fuck it," and we had like a spray painter, so we just spray painted over.
See, I hate heat so much. I would just try it. I would just roll the dice.
I used to
grab your fire extinguisher that you should have in your building.
Probably,
and then
I feel like we do.
For insurance reasons, I'm sure you have it.
Yeah. Oh no, we do for that reason. We do.
Well, you would have to
right beside the AED, right?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. We do have a fire extinguisher because we needed it for our insurance. That's right.
Yeah, sure you would.
Yeah.
Just stand with that next to it.
I'm sure it's in the kitchen. I'm sure I could find it very easily if I had to.
Well, if Gian's cooking, it should be.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, it's fucking hot in there, and it's like you said, I'm somewhat less than sympathetic when it's always somebody wearing fucking sweatpants or tights or something. It's like, oh my god, it's so hot in here. I'm like, yeah, no, is it really? Like I couldn't even begin to guess that it's hot in here when you're wearing fucking long pants. Like, and like you said, like I'm 300 pounds, and it's just like
it's always the people.
Yeah,
Danielle and Janaea, every damn time at the cabin, Janaea. Oh, it's kind of hot in here. 3 fucking sweaters on, a pair of pants, and wool socks. Yeah. Obviously, it's hot. You got 15 layers on you. Oh, it pisses me off. Danielle too. Yeah, but I'm by the way because Danielle always gets car sick, so she drives. She always has the AC on. And in wintertime, I generally just wear a zip-up sweater, like a thin zip-up sweater is all I wear all winter. Besides
I don't
sledding.
wear a jacket all winter.
Yeah, so I get in the vehicle.
I haven't owned a jacket in probably 25 years.
Yeah.
Well, I expect to get the vehicle. We got heat for a reason. We got new vehicles, and she'll be wearing her freaking jacket and everything else, and then has the AC going. It's freaking cold air.
She gets sick with hot air blowing at her. Oh, she must hate to be married to you.
Yeah, yeah. So we got a king size bed. Yeah,
Tyler 2, Devin 0.
Yeah. And that was a good one.
Yeah, thanks, man. That was a fucking very Devin joke. So I don't want you to shit on that.
I can say I'm a dad. I can say those ones.
That was an extremely Devin joke. I'm not even proud of that one. But so she'll throw up if it's hot.
Oh yeah.
Really?
That's why she drives it worse. I don't. Besides driving to work, she does all the driving.
Really?
Yeah. Besides my car, she won't drive my Fairlane. She doesn't like there's no seatbelts.
There's no seatbelts?
Oh no, it's just 68. There's no seatbelts. So my kids jump back and forth in the seats for driving. Hey, come up front. And they just bail over a seat.
When were seatbelts invented?
Seatbelts were mandatory in the early 70s, if I'm correct. 72. I'm going to get this wrong.
JB,
so any vehicle pre early 70s it was, you still I have it registered, a belt doesn't need seatbelts.
And it doesn't. They don't be like, hey, like, come on, like you got to get a fucking seatbelt for this thing.
No, I cruise out the thing top down. So the wife doesn't like it.
License plates?
I don't know. I didn't do the vintage plate, but I will yet. Yeah, it's a car we like. A lot of guys actually sent me messages out Tulsa being like, man, thank you for letting us deadlift your car. It made for some sweet pictures.
Yeah,
Seatbelts became regulated in Canada in January 1st, 1976.
76.
76. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot later than I would have guessed for that. There was a funny video that was going around where it was like they were interviewing people who like were strongly opposed to the seatbelt mandates like around that period. And they were just
I believe that.
Yeah, they were just like, you're not fucking telling me what to do. And I was like, yeah, man.
Was it mostly men?
Yeah. It was all men.
Yeah, it's like the numbers of Roadhead. Roadhead just depleted after that. He buckled in.
There was probably one really like scummy rough lady who was just like, "Fuck that!" No, but it was almost.
I'm gonna smoke in my car till I die. And now they outlaw that. She's rolling in her grave.
Were you either of you going to like restaurants and bars like as it would have been as a young guy, but like when they were allowed to smoke inside?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So was that because it was done in the city before it was done in the country, right? Is that right? Or was it Manitoba wide?
Was it Manitoba wide? I think it was
Yeah,
Manitoba
I think
wide.
it was Manitoba
And that
wide.
would have been late 90s, early 2000s, about all that.
Did your parents smoke? Either of you?
My dad was a smoker forever.
Would you sit in the smoking section?
You know, I honestly think there was a time when I was younger that there wasn't even a smoking section.
it was just
free
smoking
range.
everywhere.
Oh, willy nilly. Like
It didn't matter. The restaurant's yellow everywhere.
then it
Anyway.
moved. No, but he wouldn't smoke. Like if we went to a restaurant, he wouldn't smoke around us.
Right.
He was never allowed to smoke in the house.
Right. That's
Which was great because we would have barbecue year round. Because his excuse to go outside and have a cigarette, he's like, "I'll make dinner." And we're having like burgers or steak for dinner because Dad wanted to go out and have a cigarette. Smoking used to be allowed on planes.
It seems so strange to me still that they're like they need to remind us that we can't do that when we fly on a plane.
Yeah.
What's up?
Manitoba it banned smoking October 1st, 2004.
What about smoking sections? 2004 seems late. I thought it was earlier than
When
that.
did they outlaw Beakley from smoking foreskin?
Ongoing.
I never smoked it. I just give it raspberries. Pull it tight and give a little.
makes a sound. You put the card in the spokes of your bike.
When I say I've been chewing my whole life, it wasn't always tobacco.
It's like the never-ending gobstopper from Willy Wonka.
Man, when I was being like as
Tastes
like
like
a,
goat cheese.
Tastes like goat cheese.
as like a young
Is that an ethnic thing or?
goodness gracious. Like even as an adult though, I would go to like
Well,
the
we got
parties and
canceled
stuff where
Middle
people-
East. That's great.
People were smoking inside at parties and shit, and that would drive me up the fucking wall.
Yeah.
Like my friends ran like an after-hours spot that I would go to, and they were just allowed to smoke inside because it was all below the board.
Yeah.
Above, what's the opposite of above board?
Below.
Below board, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Underground.
Underneath the board, underground. Yeah,
I think the cool name would be underground.
The underground.
Yeah, I don't think below board would classify.
And fuck you go home. So now it's like it's an after hours club. So it's already quite late in the evening, and you have to go home, and you couldn't just go to bed. You had to fucking shower, otherwise you would stink up your whole bed because you just like it smelled like I've been smoking for 20 years. When
It smells sour. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I've always been a real stickler when it comes to like the smell of cigarette smoke, especially on women because. Like women that I'm involved with, because it smells like my dad, and that's not like really sexy to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's if I give someone a hug and their hair smells like my dad's jacket, I'm like, it's not.
I won't. I take my own vehicle. When I was younger, you always ride with everybody else. I was smoking the vehicle. For one, you get a cold draft in -40 when you're driving. Vehicle's always cold. And the smell, every time I go home, like now, especially with the beard, I go home. If I go around anywhere smoking your house, my beard just stinks. So I got to go home, shower right away. So I just, no. Yeah.
Well, you're not a bar guy and you're too young for this. But coming home from the bar and passing by your laundry room where you take off all your clothes and throw them in there before you go to bed so you don't wake up in the morning with your entire room smelling like an
smoke,
ashtray.
Yeah. Now, I just won't ride with anybody. And anybody rides any of my trucks? Can I smoke? Not a fucking chance. You can hold that shit.
No, hard no in
You
my
ain't
vehicle.
smoking in my damn trucks.
Hard no.
Honestly, I can't believe that somebody would even ask that.
Yeah.
Like that's such a ridiculous thing to ask. In this
Well, now
day
they're
and
like,
age.
well, can I vape? No, it's freaking even stupider. I always say it. And so I just tell my workers, it looks like you have a giant dildo in your hand walking down my damn shop. Look like a bunch of idiots.
The funniest term that I heard was like they described somebody who was had a big vape and like one of those like really big ones where it looked like he was sucking on a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blake
I
was
hate
smoking a computer too. That's
Yeah.
not,
And I'm like, well, I have workers. You smoke in the trucks. No, I don't. Again, there's a film. There's a film on the fucking windshield. I didn't vape in here. Fuck, you didn't vape in here. If I could wipe the shit off the windshields in my trucks, well, it's just a work truck. Yes, it's a work truck I spent $90,000 on.
everyone thinks they're smarter than you.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they can outsmart you,
Piece
but
of
they
shit.
can't.
Yeah, you know who you are.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel in the gym all the time too. When I ask someone a question like, "Have you been doing this?" and they'll be like, "Yes," and I'll look at them in the face and I'll say, "No," and then they'll be like, "Yeah, no." And I tell them, like, you're not smarter than me. Like, you're not going to outsmart. I'm not the fucking brightest guy in the world, but you're not that much smarter than me that you're going to be able to, like.
But I've literally used all these techniques aligned to my coach, and I know what they look like. Yeah,
exactly.
That's like, I think next episode we'll tackle a diet question. And that's like talking to people about their diet. Mm-hmm. And, instantly when they're lying. And
Pretty good.
Just don't lie.
It's been pretty good.
I stopped giving out diet. I just got tired. I'm like, you can take the most honest person in the world, give them a diet, and they will lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at with diet.
I'm done with it. Yeah, I'm like, no. Too much emotion involved. Too much. I just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't lose weight, because you ate 4 fucking muffins in a row, in Costco ones, and you stacked them together, put them in the microwave, and melted them.
Yeah.
That's why you're 300 pounds.
That is too specific.
You should try it.
Yeah, that's way too specific.
Yeah.
Put that in your shake.
Should we maybe get one question before we close it for the day, or do you want to save us for the next one? What do you guys?
Yeah, we can say we got a couple for the next one.
Okay.
That was good length.
Good length for this one.
Starting to
That's
stall
the
here.
first I've heard that.
Happy with the girth.
I don't get that a whole lot either.
I've never really gotten that. Yeah.
All right, so then let's put a bow on this thing then. So, I can't.
Let's get our quick plugs in. Deadlift for Dreams, guys, sign up.
I signed up. I registered.
You did?
Nice.
Yep. I did.
Sweet. I have confirmed, thanks to our last episode, we had a couple guys reach out, and we have got a bouncy
I'm
castle.
so excited.
Yeah, I had 2 guys reach out, actually. One confirmed, and the other one, yeah. So we got a bouncy castle.
Really?
For Beakley.
Yeah.
Weight limit, 218. So he'll make weight.
I'll make
be
weight
there,
by September 16th. I should be
218.
I don't know. I'm just fucking with you. I don't know.
That's must be like a weird kilo thing. I was going to do the math on it. What would the weight limit be? There's no way that it would be 200
Well, it
pounds.
can handle 12 kids. What's the average kid? 40 pounds?
But it's like one person. It would be like if 5 kids all jumped
Yeah,
in the
that's
same.
true,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that would be the difference.
10
I might
kids.
get in there and double bounce all the kids.
That would be
See
awesome.
if we can send one to
Just
the moon.
broken necks and arms.
Yeah.
Do we have medical on scene for that anyways?
Yeah.
First
of
aid.
course.
Well, I have my first aid and stuff. So.
Well, the medics bring Tyler's fire extinguisher and
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We'll
right
all-
next to
we'll all
mine.
be there. Don't worry.
yeah.
It'll end up like Fort Gibraltar.
But we're in the country, so we don't have those AEDs. So we just keep bucket of chicken and a battery and booster cables.
There you go. Whatever works, man. Okay, so
Yeah, Deadlift for
Deadlift for
Dreams.
Dreams. Get registered for that. It's still far away, but it's going to creep up faster than you think. We're about 12 weeks out right now, which is the perfect length of time for a nice deadlift
Are we 12
program.
weeks out? June,
Are we?
July,
I think we
August.
all right?
Yeah, we're about
June,
14.
July, wow.
15 weeks out.
15 weeks.
Yeah. Wow.
So we're getting very close to that period of time where it's very appropriate for a nice deadlift program to peak right at
And I had a conversation
around Deadlift for Dreams.
I had a conversation with 2 ladies in my gym this week, and I'm like, "You sign up for Deadlift Dreams." No, we don't do that deadlift competing. I'm like, no, guys, like I'm telling you, this is just it's a fun day. I'm trying to explain to them. They're like, well, send us the link. And after like 10 minutes explaining like what the event's actually about, so I don't think people grasp that it's literally not a competition.
No.
Anybody can come. So I'm hoping they'll sign up. I sent them the links, and I'm really hoping they'll sign up.
Like Gagger signed up just to try the truck deadlift.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
He's helped every year we've had in this year. I kind of bullied him to competing. He's like, I'm just going to do the truck deadlift just to see what it's all
How
about.
I get most
and,
of my
and that's
people.
fine. Like
That's how we get most of our people doing anything is bullying. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no records. There's no
Coercion.
I mean, stop bullying in school, but never stop it in the gym.
Yeah, no.
And it won't. It shouldn't. And it never
Yeah.
will. Not in my fucking gym, that's for sure. At Deadlift for Dreams, that's the important shit. Make sure you
Yeah.
get registered for that. At Chud Life, at Iron Age Strength, Devin Penner, Training Grounds, Manitoba Strongman, Strong and Petty. And also keep your eyes open, too, with it being June 1st. It's only a couple weeks away from Devin leading the Pride Parade, so make sure you go out and see that. And enjoy yourself, and happy Pride, everybody.
Yeah, watch me in my Bud Light.